You're watching MVBN, the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Good Friday evening and welcome to Medina Valley Broadcast Network. I am Dwayne Garza here with Jeff Stivers bringing you Medina Valley softball live action this evening. We have made the trek over to Eagle Pass, Texas. The Panthers taking on the Eagle Pass Winn Mavericks. We've got a district matchup for you. Right now, district standings are as follows. South San is a perfect 6-0, taking first place right now in the district. Southwest right behind them at 5-1, followed by Medina Valley at 4-2. And according to this is all according to Max Preps. Followed the South Side follows Medina Valley at 3-2, McCullum at 2-4, and these Eagle Pass Winn Mavericks at 2-4. Harlandale follows them at 1-5, and Legacy is 0-5. So we have a district matchup for you tonight.
Yeah, district. Yeah, a few of the Medina Valley locals made their trek down here a little early and went a little further west and visited a small reservation over here. Hope everybody did well.
Well, Jeff, I'm glad they take credit cards at the concession stand because the cash is gone.
Well, we used to always come down here and spend the night. We'd come down and go out, afterwards, and it's always a nice time. It's a nice little getaway. But, more importantly, Medina Valley always, softball or baseball, they have trouble when they come to Eagle Pass. I mean, it's never an easy game, and it's always tough. And right now, Eagle Pass Winn is right in the mix of things of a playoff spot, going through the first round. I think we got one more game. This will be the last game of the first round.
Of the first round, it may be.
Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting game. Medina Valley comes in the game on a 4-game winning streak. Behind South San, that's the longest winning streak in the district. So you could say that maybe, Coach Monteo is righted the ship, and things are starting to improve after that rough, rocky start where they were hamstrung with, and I say hamstrung, but they were hamstrung with a lot of injuries. So their people are starting to get healthy. The girls are starting to get healthy, and they're ready to make a run at this thing in the second half.
And you are correct, Jeff. They've won 4 in a row, and some of them have been a very decisive wins with a close game against McCullum. Now tonight, really, South Side can do the Panthers a favor by knocking off South San. So that's happening tonight too. Maybe we can keep an eye on that for you. So we'll go ahead and do we'll start out with doing the rosters, the lineups for both teams, and we'll start with the visiting Medina Valley Panthers, who will be batting first, and the lineup goes as follows. Out in center field, number 7, Morgan Castiglione. Batting second, number 13, playing left field, Alicia Reina. Batting third, playing right field, number 88, Aubrey Dominguez. Batting cleanup, number 99, in the catcher's position, is Alyssa Montez. Batting fifth, number 5, playing first base, is Mackenzie Kennedy. Playing shortstop is a designated player today, and that's Kaylee Upton. Following Kaylee is number 21. Our pitcher today is going to be our freshman, Avery Nash, will be towing the mound for us tonight. She'll be followed by number 22, playing second base, Kinley Crisp. And in the 9th position is number 9, the shortstop, Elena Gonzalez. And Ariel Chichester will be the flex player, and she will be playing third base, with her number being 44. And for the home team, the Eagle Pass Winn Mavericks, leading off is number 5, playing catcher is Jamie Rodriguez. Batting second, number 17, the right fielder, Amadis Avila. Batting third, number 8, the third baseman, Claritza Leja. Batting cleanup, number 2, the shortstop, Gina Carrillo. Number 11, the pitcher, Anissa Cardona. Then number 4, the second baseman, Kiana Camacho. She'll be followed by number 13, the left fielder, Gigi Salcedo. She'll be followed by number 12, the first baseman, Michelle Martinez. And batting 9th for the Mavericks is number 3, the center fielder, Nati Lopez. And that's both starting lineups as they continue to announce the starting lineups here. And again, like Jeff said earlier, this is the last game of the first round. Panthers will be followed up starting the second round on the 28th against South San, and that'll be at South San High School. And if you remember that, Jeff, Medina Valley took it pretty hard against Southstown the first time around when we opened up district play.
They came. It was their first district game, and they came off of a tough Pearland tournament where they played a lot of 6A and good quality 5A competition, which was great for them, except they ended up getting the injury bug, and they ended up having 2 girls, 2 of the regulars out for a limited number of games, and and then had another one that was still not coming off of an ankle injury. So they had lots of injuries coming off of that, and they're finally, right now, they're probably the healthiest they've been since the beginning of the season. So,
absolutely. And they went through a stretch there where they lost, 7 in a row, Jeff?
So, well, I think it ended up being like 9 in a row.
I think you have included the district games. The district games, they did lose 9 in a row.
So this is very, very uncharacteristic of a Medina Valley team to lose not only that many games in a row, but that many games in a season.
Absolutely.
And I was at the Pearland tournament, and there were good teams, but probably 3 or 4 of those games they could have won. So it's not like they were out of it. They just the non-hitting bug hit them at the wrong time, and the pitching was good, but they really needed like 1 hit here and 1 hit there, and they win a couple of those games.
Well, and those were high-end games where they played some highly ranked teams, not just in 5A but in 6A competition.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was good to go against some quality opponents.
Yep. Looking forward to seeing. This is a good Eagle Pass team, and like I said, it's always tough to play Eagle Pass down here at the Student Activity Center, Student Activity Complex here at Eagle Pass. So we're looking forward to the action here. And don't forget, tonight, Dwayne, both soccer teams are in action. The girls are playing MacArthur at Southwest Legacy in the bi-district round, and the boys are playing, I don't know who they're playing, but I think they may be playing MacArthur as well. But they're playing, both teams are playing in they're playing Edison. And both teams are in the bi-district playoffs tonight, so hopefully we can get some updates from anybody listening out there tonight. Shoot us an update, and we'll put it out there on the air.
Absolutely, I'd like to get that information out to the listeners who will be listening in, and I'm sure there's quite a few parents and stuff that did not make the trek down here because it is a long drive.
Yeah, welcome. And not only that, the baseball team is at Southwest Legacy tonight, and they're trying to continue a positive going forward, as they've got about midway through district, and they started out a little rough as well. So good luck to them, and if we can get any updates tonight, we'll pass them along to you as the broadcast moves forward.
They're still continuing to do the starting lineups. A little description of what we have here. Again, we are in Eagle Pass. This is a brand new surface. They just put in the softball field. I found out that they put it in just this month, so it's a new turf surface for the Eagle Pass School District, and it's in beautiful, beautiful condition. The fields are 200 all the way around, in right, in center, and in left. Panthers will be wearing their white tops with they call them the Astro jersey. Looks like the Houston Astros with the ribbon stripes across the front, and they'll be wearing their black pants. And the Eagle Pass Winn will be wearing all charcoal gray today with their dark letters and the white outlines. They're doing their starting lineups right now. And Jeff, if you want to go to a break, would be an absolute time to get some of these great sponsors some airtime here.
Absolutely.
Because following the lineups, we will be going into the national anthem. So we'll take a break here. Panther softball return after these messages from our sponsors.
Let's get social. Like Medina Valley Broadcast Network on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at MVBroadnet and visit the official website at mvbn.net. Get the latest and join the conversation about all things Medina Valley sports. Come on, let's talk.
Save thousands at the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year, North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get a new Silverado posted at $37,999 or lease a Texas edition for $450 a month with zero down. All new Equinoxes are $4,000 off and new Malibus are $5,000 off. Plus, get 4.99% financing for 72 months. Find new roads at North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com.
Medina Electric Cooperative was built by this community more than 80 years ago to deliver safe, reliable, and affordable energy. We are proud to serve this community beyond the power lines. You can find us supporting your kids' Little League, sponsoring school events, hosting safety presentations, and more. We're honored to belong to this community. Keep up with Medina Electric from the power lines to the sidelines on social media or at medinaec.org.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations. Bush's Chicken, one of the oldest locations in Castroville, is proud to serve the Medina Valley area. Bush's Chicken has one goal: be the best. Bush's Chicken knows its success comes from loyal customers in the communities they serve. Stop by Bush's Chicken on Tuesday and get the Tender Tuesday deal, or try their buffalo fries and ask about their Panther special. It's always a hit. Bush's Chicken, 935 Highway 90 East in Castroville. Call them at 830-538-2800.
Broadcasting for Medina Valley, the state of Texas, America, and
space, a final frontier.
This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Panther Softball. Welcome back to the North Park Chevrolet. North Park Chevrolet, a title sponsor for Panther Softball. I'd like to thank them for being the title sponsor for girls softball and all the other Medina Valley sports that they've done this year and the years prior to this. So we thank them for being the title sponsor.
Absolutely. Go get low. Hey, you're in the market for a used vehicle, a new vehicle.
We are.
Go let them give you go give them an opportunity, and tell them you heard about it on the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Absolutely, and if you are going to go that, let me throw this in. If you go do a test drive next month, they'll donate $25 for every test drive to the Medina Valley Youth Baseball Association. So throwing that out there,
yeah.
Get them in there. And by the way, they have opening ceremonies tomorrow. So if you got kids playing out there, you'll be spending the day at the complex.
I tell you what, Dwayne, that North Park Chevrolet, they do a lot for the community, and we need to make sure that we help them out by just give them a chance. Just give them a chance. That's all they're asking for, because ain't many people going to outdo them.
Absolutely, Jeff. Anissa Cardona is doing her warm-up throws right now, getting ready to start this game off.
Morgan Castiglione leading off, Dwayne, and she has been, since the Pearland tournament, she is the hottest stick on this team. So she's been good. She's been setting the table, and let's see if she can continue with that hot bat.
And she does it from the left-hand side. She's a slap hitter. Finds a way to get on base.
She just started slap hitting last year.
I know. It hasn't been long, and she's done a good job with it. So the lineup for the Panthers goes as follows again real quick. Castiglione.
There's your lineup.
Castiglione, Reyna, Dominguez.
That's the real lineup right there.
Montes, Kennedy, Upton, Nash, Crisp, and Gonzalez. And we just got an updated lineup, so we'll work it as we go through. You just got handed to me right off the press. Castiglione steps in the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch to her is going to be swung on. It's going to be a base hit right over third base, and it's going to curl into foul territory. She will hold up at one, though, for one. So one pitch, one hit for the Panthers so far. Good job by Castiglione for the base hit right over third base.
Yeah, and she goes in there looking for that first pitch out over the plate, and she just pokes it out there to left field just like a slap hitter would.
So next will be the number 13, Alicia Reyna, the left fielder, will step in.
She'll be bunting here.
She'll get her signs, and first pitch to her is going to be right down the middle for a strike.
Well, like I always say, as soon as you think you've got Coach B figured out,
absolutely,
she changes it up. because that's normally she's bunting in that situation right here, right off the bat. Let's
So
see, is
2
she down
pitches,
there? Yeah.
2 strikes for Cardona. Reyna back in the box, pitch to her. Next pitch is going to be off the plate, just outside for 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Reyna. Castelloni on first base. Here in the first inning so far, just getting started. Next pitch on the way to Reyna. And it's going to be just a tad high for ball 2, so it'll bring her count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Reyna stepping out, getting her signals for Coach Buentello.
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 Come on, what's wrong? You and Maury both.
Buentello. Next pitch on the way. It's going to be low, and that's going to get away from the catcher. That's going to allow Castelloni to get to second base without a throw down. So the count will go to 3-1 on Reyna.
Now, as a hitter here, you know, obviously the first few pitches you're looking to advance the runner, right? What can I do to advance the runner? Well, Dwayne, I'm going to call you Maury about 5 times tonight.
That's all right.
Number 1. The first now situation 3-1, runner in scoring position, you still want to look for something out over the plate.
And that's going to be a ball. So that's 4 straight balls pitched to Reyna, and she'll take her base. She'll reach first, base on balls, and Castelloni will stay on second. That'll bring to the plate the right fielder, number 88, Aubrey Dominguez. Dominguez will step into the box. The runners in first and second, and nobody out. Cardona in the windup. Pitch is on the way. It's going to be outside, taken for ball 1. Jeff, when we got here for the JV game, I stepped out of my vehicle around 4:30 or so, and it was 92 degrees.
Yes, sir.
It was quite warm over here.
Yeah, and that front was supposed to come through and dry everything out and cool it off a little bit, but I don't think it cooled it off.
It'll get
any.
cool tonight, though. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Dominguez. It's be taken low for ball 2.
Now, if you're Dominguez, she's thrown about 5 balls in a row now. Yeah, and
Yes,
the coach
6.
is coming out to talk
That's
about
6
it.
in a row, Jeff. So the timeout on the field, the coach for Eagle Pass will be walking out to the circle to talk to Cardona. And Dominguez will head over to the third base coaching box, and she'll have a conversation with her coach along with Castelloni.
You can look at this 2 ways. She has got to come over the plate. So if you're Dominguez, you can look for something belt high that you can drive.
Yep.
The other way you look at it is she's struggling to throw strikes, and you may want to take one off, take another pitch until you can get one in there.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. You're sitting with a hitter's count, and you're only going to be swinging at something that you really like,
and,
wherever that's at.
Bad things can happen. You know, we know that in the game. You got force outs at 3 of the 4 bases, but you have one of your better hitters up. So I would think right now, if you're Coach B and Dominguez, you're looking for something out over the plate that you can drive into the outfield and try to advance some runners.
So Dominguez steps back in to runners at first and second, and nobody out, sitting with a 2-0 count. And the pitch for Cardona is on the way, and that's popped straight up but foul. It gets out of play, so it'll bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. So the little timeout may have helped Cardona because she.
I don't know. That one was a little high.
It was a little high, but it may have been high in the strike zone still.
Yeah.
So Dominguez steps back in with the 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. And that's going to be in the dirt for ball 3.
Well, if it's 45 feet, that ball went about 35.
It was quite short.
I don't even know what is the pitching distance. I've forgotten.
I think it's 44, isn't it?
I
don't remember. The 3-1 pitch on the way, swung on but fouled.
That was one that was right there in
It
her
was right down
wheelhouse,
there.
and I'm sure Dominguez is knocking herself in the head right now saying, man, I missed that one.
She'd like to have that one back.
Yeah.
So that'll go to a full count. So she'll step back in with a 3-2 count. Runners at first and second still. Nobody out.
Don't be surprised if you don't see the runners taking off here.
Pitch on the way. Swung on. It's a line ball. Goes off the glove of third baseman and trickles out into left field. Coach B will hold the runners up at third and second. Dominguez will head to first with a base hit.
I tell you what, that was a good job of base running there by Castelloni. She had to hold up, Dwayne, because that ball went right off the glove of the third baseman. And You know, the left fielder's done a good job of getting to those 2 balls very quickly to only keep the Panthers to 1 base. But nobody out, bases loaded, and your cleanup hitter is up.
Yep.
Couldn't ask
Alyssa
for anything
Montez
better.
steps in, and she's labeled now as the extra hitter, not the catcher. First pitch to her will be taken outside. So set things up. We have bases loaded.
I was watching the Texas State baseball game earlier, Dwayne, and they had the same situation for Coastal Carolina, and Coastal Carolina hit one over the fence.
Yeah, well, we won't talk about that score.
We don't need to talk about Texas State baseball today.
Next pitch on the way to Montes, and that'll be taken. That's going to be off her foot.
And that's an RBI.
It is an RBI. It hit off the ground and then bounced up and hit her in the ankle. So she'll take her base, and that'll score the first run for the Panthers. So we'll label that as a hit by pitch.
Try something here on my deal.
Montes will go to first. Dominguez.
And Dwayne, every hit by pitch is sponsored by Hazel Russell State Farm agent in Castroville. Hazel offers protection that works as hard as you. Call Hazel and her crew today at 830-931-3441. Hazel and State Farm have been with us, Dwayne, since the inception
They
of this.
absolutely have, and thank her very much for that. And that'll bring us to the first baseman of 5, Mackenzie Kennedy, stepping into the batter's box. First pitch to Kennedy is going to be taken low, so that's going to be another ball.
Yeah, and if you're
into the dirt.
If you're Eagle Pass right now, you better play this carefully because Mackenzie Kennedy, I think, leads the district in home runs.
Absolutely. You don't want to put anything belt high for right down the middle. Next pitch on the way to Kennedy, and it's going to be high and outside for ball 2. So the count goes to 2-0. Yeah, nobody out still, and bases are loaded still.
You may be better off walking her in this situation. The wind is blowing left to right across the field from the north. This field does face kind of east.
Next pitch to Kennedy is on the way, and she swings at it but fouls it down the third base line towards the Eagle Pass dugout, and that'll bring the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Kennedy a little over anxious there. That
Yeah.
ball was a little low.
Yeah.
But, 2-0, she's anxious. She wants to hit the ball.
Well, and I've seen her hit some over the fence with 2 strikes, so she's in good shape still. Kennedy steps back in the box. Cardona back in the circle. Pitch is on the way, and it's a changeup that's just outside for ball 3. So 3-1 count now for Kennedy.
Sorry about the camera angle we have here tonight, but it's the best we can do with the situation with the press box. We're just happy to be in the press box.
Next pitch to Kennedy is on the way, and she swings at it. Fly ball to center field. The center fielder's backpedaling. She's going to the fence, and it's going to be over the fence for a grand slam home run for Mackenzie Kennedy.
You could just see the writing on that one, Dwayne, that it was coming. If she threw one out over the plate, that Mackenzie already had a couple of good swings, and it was going to.
And she just busted around third base.
Fell down around
she
third
is
base.
embarrassed. They're laughing at her, but all in good fun because she crushed that ball. At first, Jeff, that ball looked like it was a pop-up, and it just carried and carried straight away, dead center, right over that 200-foot marker. It's a good swing there by Kennedy to clear the bases, and all of a sudden Panthers are winning 5-0 here in the first inning with nobody out. And that'll bring to the plate Katie Upton. Upton is actually our catcher of record. She was labeled as a designated player. She will be behind the plate, according to the new roster that we just got. First pitch to Upton is swung on. That ball's hit deep. Center fielder now, she's coming back up, and she'll make the catch.
I know what you were saying, because it looked like
it
was
the same way. It took off the
Kennedy's.
same way the Kennedys did. But it wasn't quite, and the center fielder catches it right between the E and the P in the center field for the first out. So she flies out to center field, and that'll bring to the plate our pitcher, the freshman, number 21, Avery Nash.
A lot of freshmen on this team.
A lot of freshmen on this team. A lot of people understand there's only 2 seniors on this team. First pitch on the way to Nash, and she swung on that ball, and it's going to be a foul ball down the right field line. Right fielder gives chase to it, but unable to catch up to it. So it'll be 1 strike on Nash. It'll be good to see Nash in the circle this evening.
She's been out since I think she pitched in the Pearland tournament. She got injured, took one off the shin, And then she came back out and she pitched again, and then in practice one day she took one right off the same shin and hadn't been back out. It's been about 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Since 2 to 3 weeks.
She's pitched a couple of times with some big hits. She won the game against McCullum with a ball off the wall to win it for the Panthers. First pitch to her, by the way, was a strike, a swing and a miss, a check swing and a miss. Next pitch to her is going to be up high, and that'll even the count.
Nope, 1-2.
No, it's 1-2.
One ball, two strikes.
I missed a strike somewhere.
Well, the foul ball.
Oh, the foul ball. You're right.
Yeah, the foul ball was
the foul
the first
ball and the
pitch.
check swing, and then the ball high. Cardona in the wind-up. Next pitch to Nash is going to be low and inside for ball 2, and that'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Panthers do have 1 out. Nash back in the box. Cardona with the pitch on the way. It's swung on by Nash, and it's going to be a fly ball going towards the right field. The right fielder's drifting back, and that's going to get past her up against the wall. Nash rounding first, heading to second. Now she's heading to third, and she's going to go in the third base with a stand-up triple. And that ball is overthrown, and she almost went into home. She got held up at third, though. So Nash with a stand-up triple hits a deep ball in the right field. Good swing by Nash. And that'll bring to the plate now the second baseman, number 22, Kinley Crisp. I don't even see. Yeah, there she is. Crisp batting in the 8th spot. First pitch to her on the way, and that's going to be low. A lot of balls low in the dirt for Cardona so far. So 1-0 count on Crisp. She steps back, takes a couple of practice swings. Digs back in the box, and the pitch on the way to her, and it's going to be another low pitch into the dirt. That catcher is definitely getting a workout behind the plate there. Crisp now with a 2-0 hitters count now. She steps out of the box, working her way back in. Cardona with the pitch, swung on, foul down towards the third base dugout. Be a foul ball. And that'll bring the count to 2-1. Time being called. Panther coach looking towards the Panther dugout. And I'm not sure. Oh, we're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher probably. Again, Nash is the pitcher, and we are going to have a courtesy runner. And it looks like Madison Camacho coming in. That's number 1, Madison Camacho coming in at third base. Nash will head to the dugout and start getting ready to come out to the circle next inning, or the bottom half of the inning. So Crisp will be sitting with a 2-1 count with 1 out. So step back into the batter's box. Cardona back in the circle. Pitch on the way. Good take by Crisp, but just a little bit high and outside to bring the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. So Crisp with a good situation here to bring that runner on third in. Looking to get a pitch right down the middle, and she does, and it's going to be a base hit between third base and shortstop. Left fielder feels it. Throw into second base. Crisp will be safe with a single, and that will score the run. So Camacho scores, and the score now goes 6-0 in favor of the Panthers. And that'll bring us to the number 9 spot. So the Panthers are going to bat the order this first time up to bat here with only 1 out. And that's Elena Gonzalez, the shortstop, number 9, going to step in. She'll be batting from the left-hander's box. First pitch to Gonzalez is on the way. And she takes it for a ball. Outside pitch. Panthers looking good. Top half of the first here. Mavericks do not have an answer so far. Next pitch on the way to Gonzalez, and she takes another pitch, and that's going to be high. Count will go to 2-0. Again, only 1 out so far. Crisp standing on first base. Gonzalez to receive the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be in the dirt, taken for ball 3. Catcher's going to call timeout. She's going to go out to the circle and try to settle her pitcher down. Jeff here, Gonzalez with a 3-0 pitch. Does she have a green light to swing?
I would say no. Not when the pitcher's struggling like she is.
It'd be tough to lay off one that's right belt tie coming right down the middle, though.
I don't know if Coach B gives a take sign or not.
You've got a huge lead.
But
one out.
Double play could take you right out of the inning, so I would say no.
Catcher comes back. Cardona ready for the pitch to Gonzalez. And it's going to be one right down the middle. She takes it for ball 1. That'll move the count to 3 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, when you're pitching like this pitcher is, you're going to have to come back with another strike. You can't afford, to not throw it. So I would take that one and be ready to swing on this one.
Gonzalez, another slap hitter for the Panthers, batting from the left-hander's box. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be behind her. So she'll take her base. Panthers, she'll go to first base, and that'll move Crisp over to second. So the Panthers now have runners at first and second, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order. Castiglione steps back in. So we'll have back-to-back slap hitters batting from the left-hander's box. Still, only 1 out. Cardona struggling a little bit, and when she does put something across the plate, Panthers have been hitting it. First pitch at Castiglione, the second time at the bat, swung on. That's fouled over towards the third base dugout.
Yeah, and even the 1 out, Dwayne, we thought off the bat it was hit a lot harder than it really was.
Oh, really?
But everything else has found its way through the infield or over the fence. So
Castiglione with the pitch on the way, and she takes it, and it's going to be just low. That'll even the count at 1-1.
A lot of changeups from Cardona, which is surprising. And I don't think she's got one over. She doesn't throw real hard, so it's
her changeups have not been reaching the plate, I don't think.
No.
Pitch on the way to Castiglione, swung on a foul straight back, and that'll bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think this is the first time the pitcher has been ahead in the count so far. So she'll get a new ball. Cardona will toe the rubber. Castiglione steps back in, and we're ready to go. And the 1-2 pitch is on the way. And that's going to be taken outside, now leaving the count at 2-2. So good take by Castiglione.
I think if I was Cardona, I would vacate that changeup or throw it once in at bat. Just try to throw your fastball and try to pitch the contact.
Yeah, they need to get out. The 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swung on by Castiglione. It's going to be fouled on the left field line. And we'll keep everything the way it is. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Panthers those runners at first and second. Crisp still on second base. And Gonzalez with the previous walk now standing on first base. Two count. Pitch on the way to Castiglione, and that's going to be taken just low. Good take again by Castiglione, and that'll bring the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I hear some grumblings in the bleachers and next to us, but when you've been all around the plate, all over the place, you're not going to get a call like that.
The payoff pitch on the way to Castiglione.
That one
that's going to be taken outside.
That one was pretty
for ball
close.
4.
I was going to say you are going to get that one though, but
so two straight walks in the row. That was just outside, and that'll bring Alicia Reyna to the batter's box. Again, Reyna playing left field. Panthers now again with bases loaded. Castiglione at first, Gonzalez at second, and Crisp at third. First pitch to Reyna is going to be taken low for ball 1. Panthers have Mavericks in a jam right now with only 1 out. 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on. Flied straight up, second baseman is calling it.
Infield fly.
It is an infield fly, it's an automatic out. Everybody holds, so now we'll go to 2 outs. So she'll fly out to the second baseman on the infield fly rule. And that'll bring up the right fielder, number 88, Aubrey Dominguez, who singled the first time up to bat. So Dominguez will step in with 2 outs and bases loaded. First pitch by Cardona is on the way, swung on. It's going to be fouled over to the right side and out of play.
And now that was a good pitch, a good first pitch by Cardona there. It was inside. Dominguez couldn't get extended on it. Good job of, for Cardona getting that first pitch over.
So Dominguez with an 0-1 count. Cardona with the pitch on the way. Swung on again, foul, straight back.
That one she got out over the plate, Dwayne, and she's lucky to have that one back.
Absolutely. That one was right down the middle, and Dominguez just got underneath it.
Now, we do have bases loaded here. There's no reason to leave 3 people on base.
0-2 on Dominguez. Pitch on the way. Taken just high for ball 1. Kind of tough to let that one go, but nevertheless, a good take by Dominguez. Cardona back on the rubber. 1-2 pitch on the way. It's a changeup. Fly ball to shortstop. Shortstop easily handles it for out number 3. So she flies out to the shortstop, and that's going to do it for the Panthers in the first half of inning number 1. So Panthers unable to get 6 runs. So we go to the bottom of the first. Panthers up 6-0. Panther softball will continue after these messages.
Texas, 268,000 square miles and then some. Twice as much elbow room as California. There's just no place like Texas. You can take that to the bank. Texan Bank, poised and ready for a future that's wide open. Member FDIC.
Call State Farm agent Hazel Russell in Castroville at 830-931-3441.
MVBN.
Welcome back to Panther softball. We are going to the bottom of the first. That was like a 20-minute first half of the inning. Panthers scored 6 runs on 5 hits with a grand slam home run by Mackenzie Kennedy. So a big half inning for the Panthers. Now the Mavericks will come up to bat. Batting for the leading off for the Mavericks is going to be the catcher number 5, Janie Rodriguez. A.V. Nash on the mound for the Panthers. Upton with a throw down to second base.
Just looking at some of their scores, Dwayne, they lost to Southwest 3-1. They lost to Southside 12-6, lost to McCullum 11-0. I mean, it's either been feast or famine. They beat Harlandale 7-2 and they beat Legacy 6-1. But when they've lost big. 10-0, 12-6, 11-0. Except for the Southwest game, they played them very close and lost 3-1. So, this team is very capable of hitting the ball and coming back. And that's why I said in that first inning, Dwayne, you went two batters in a row and got those last 2 outs without scoring another run.
What hurt them was the pitching.
Three left on base early in the game. So let's see how that affects the Panthers moving forward here.
So Jamie Rodriguez steps into the plate. Nash on the mound for the Panthers. Timeout is called before even the first pitch. Batter steps out. Not liking what she saw. She steps back in. Navy Nash toes the mound for the Panthers again. First pitch on the way is going to be outside for ball 1. Nash with a lot of velocity. She just needs to get him in the strike zone. If she's had trouble, the trouble she has is throwing strikes.
And that's why I say that would have been huge to get a couple more out of that first inning.
Next pitch in the way. Next pitch is way outside.
Like
It'll
I
bring
said,
the count to 2-0.
Nash hasn't pitched in 2 to 3 weeks, so there's going to be a little rust, and you expect that.
Well, they need to get her opportunity to pitch a couple innings, just to get that confidence level back up.
I think her last outing, she didn't get out of the first inning.
Next pitch on the way is going to be taken outside for ball 3. So real Rodriguez goes up 3-0 on the count. Rodriguez steps back in, waiting on the 3-0 pitch. Pitch on the way from Nash, and it's going to be taken right down the middle for strike one. So the first strike for Nash. Bring the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, we're at the top of the order for the Mavericks. That's the catcher, Janie Rodriguez. Pitch on the way from Nash. Ooh, just off the plate. So she'll walk the first batter. And that'll bring up the right fielder, number 17, Amadis Avila. So Avila will step to the plate. Rodriguez will be standing on first. And Nash will pitch to her second batter. First pitch on the way. Nash swung on and fouled on the first base line. The shadows are slowly creeping in here, Jeff, getting long.
Yeah, good job by Nash there, getting that first pitch over after you know, having a rough first at bat.
So Avila back in the right-hander's box. The 0-1 pitch on the way. She scores around, but pulls back, and there is no bunt. And she'll take that pitch for a ball, so leaving the count at 1-1. The right fielder for the Mavericks steps back in, sitting with the 1-1 count. Nobody out. Runner on first. Nash with the pitch. Swung on it. A little ground ball to second base. Fielded and thrown over to first. Smart play there by Chris because it was nothing on that ball. Just barely dribbled over to second base, and there was no way that they were going to get that double play. So she smartly throws it over to first to get the out.
No, and that was a good pitch by Nash. That was a curveball, Dwayne.
Yep.
And it had just enough break on it that it caught the end of the bat, and so she was not able to get anything on that.
And that'll move the runner over to second base, and they'll bring to the plate third baseman, Claritza Leja. Nash's first pitch to Leja is going to be swung on. That's going to be a shot out to right center, and that's going to get to the wall. And that's going to score 1 run for the Mavericks. The throw comes in, and that's going to give Leja a stand-up double. So the Mavericks strike in the bottom half of the first here on a double by Leja, which brings in Rodriguez.
Well, and so what happens to Nash is she gets behind batters, and she ends up having to throw that fastball out over the middle of the plate. And that time, she came right across the middle of the plate. And, you know, Maury and I have talked on past broadcasts about attacking the edges of the plate. Same in baseball, same as softball. You don't want to throw anything right down the pipe.
And that brings to the plate the shortstop, number 2, Gina Carrillo. Nash with the first pitch to Carrillo, and it's going to be outside for ball 1.
I know a guy that's figured that out the hard way in baseball. You know, no matter how hard you throw, you got to pick your spots. You got to be able to throw it.
You know that guy well?
I know him pretty well. You got, you got to know when to throw it, how to throw it, where to throw it, but you got to keep it out of the middle of the plate.
Next pitch on the way to Carrillo, and it's going to be taken outside for ball 2. So Nash missing outside quite a bit here. She needs to settle down. Let her defense help her here. Get some pitches over the plate. So the 2-0 pitch on the way to Carrillo. And that's going to be taken right down the middle, or just really on the outside corner for strike 1.
Her delivery was different on that, Dwayne. I don't know if you noticed that. It seemed like on all the pitches to the outside, she's been swinging that arm a little bit out to the side. That one, she came straight back and straight forward. So
2-1 count on Carrillo. Next pitch on the way, it's going to be way outside for ball 3 to move the count to 3-1. Plus, Jeff, Nash has got a lot of growing to do. She's a freshman. She's got a lot of learning going on. She's got a lot of pressure on her as a freshman to be stepping up here in district games. 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on. That's going to be a fly ball, but foul the right side, and it'll get out of play, and it'll even the count. It'll take the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, I'll tell you what. the way Buenteo has shown, what she has shown this year is when her pitchers get in trouble early, she gets them out. She gets them out of the game, and she puts somebody else in. And that's an option that she hasn't had in years past. She's had one or two pitchers, right? Well, right now, she's got a stable full of girls that can come in and throw. So she doesn't mess around, and if you don't throw strikes early, she comes and gets you.
Carrillo will step back in. Nash will be delivering the payoff pitch here. Count is full. Pitch on the way. Swung on. It's going to be a fly ball lifted to right field. Right fielder's there to catch the ball. Throw going into third base. No, the runner does not tag. Nice. And that'll be out number 2. So it'll be a fly out to right field by Carrillo.
Nice job by everybody all the way around.
So the Panthers now with 2 outs. And that'll bring to the plate the pitcher, Anissa Cardona. Cardona will step in with a runner at second and 2 outs. Nash back on the rubber. The first pitch to Cardona is going to be outside again. So, like I said, she misses. She's been missing outside. And the 1-0 pitch to Cardona is on the way, taken outside, ball 2. Again, Mavericks have a runner at second. We have 2 outs.
So here again, Nash getting behind in the count. She's going to have to find a way to get one over the plate.
Pitcher to pitcher duel here. Pitch on the way, and it's going to be inside for ball 3. So 3-0 count to Cardona. Nash with the pitch. And it's going to be low, taking 4 straight balls for the base on balls for Cardona. Upton's going to call timeout. So she's going to go out and talk to her freshman pitcher. It's a good move there. Try to settle her down. Let her know no big deal. You got 2 outs. You have a runner on first and second. And you know, with 2 outs, you have any an out at any base on the infield. With 4 out, you can.
Going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Number 10.
Number 10, Ali Fernandez will go in and courtesy run for the pitcher,
yeah,
Anissa Cardona.
You're right, Dwayne. I mean, she just needs to settle down. And
it's the first inning.
Yeah, put one in there. I mean, your team has given you a 6-run lead.
Yep.
Which is down to 5. But you could get in a whole lot more trouble.
Absolutely. Get one inning under your belt. And Nash is one of those pitchers that gets stronger and better as the game goes on. So the second baseman, number 4, Kiana Camacho, will step up to the plate, batting from the right-hander's batter's box, and she'll have runners at first and second with 2 outs. And the first pitch to Camacho on the way, going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-0 pitch by Nash is going to be on the way here. And that's going to be taken outside for ball 2.
I sure hope the screen that everybody's watching on is not as dark as the screen looks here.
Well, it's because you got half the field in sunlight, half of it in the shade. So the 2-0 pitch to Camacho. Taken on the outside corner for strike 1.
And Avery's got to get to the point where she recognizes what's not working, and she's got to be able to make that adjustment. You know, she's missed everything off the edge of the plate by 6 inches to a foot.
Everything's been outside.
She's got to make that adjustment. Learn how to make that adjustment.
The 2-1 pitch to Camacho is taken outside for ball 3. She's living on the outside there.
I've just got word that it is dark. So sorry for that. Hopefully when the sun goes down, it'll brighten up. I got a new camera, and really, people, I hadn't quite figured it all out. So
3-1 pitch to Camacho, taken outside for ball 4. So 2 straight walks by Nash, and that's going to load the bases for the Mavericks. So the Mavericks will have bases loaded And that'll bring up to plate number 13, the left fielder, Gigi Salcedo. And that's, let's see if Coach B calls timeout, walks out to the circle.
What is
she's checking on Nash. I think she's just trying to loosen her up a little bit. She's got a big smile on her face. Nash was ready to hand the ball over to her. She thought she was getting pulled, but I think she's going to leave her in. She really did. She held the ball out like she was going to get pulled.
That's kind of what's happened in the past. So, you know, it's good,
and a good move by Coach B to call timeout, settle her down. Look, I'm not going to pull you. Just finish. You know, you just need to throw strikes here. You have 8 players behind you that can play defense. Just get in there and pitch strikes. You got a long game in front of you. This is the first inning. So Coach B walks back to the dugout. Give a little confidence to your pitcher here. So I think it's a good move. So Nash will go back to the circle. Salcedo will step to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Panthers up 6-1 here in the bottom of the first, hoping not to allow any more runs.
By the way, Dwayne, if you people out there ever get a chance to come down to Eagle Pass to a game, their concession stand is top notch.
It's outstanding.
They had carne asada tacos. I had 2 of them. They were good.
Next pitch on the way is just off the plate for ball 1.
With all the trimmings, sausage wraps, nachos, the pizza, they had a little bit of everything in there.
Jeff, when my son, I think was a freshman sophomore playing for the Panthers, it was Good Friday and they had a game, and they were doing shrimp cocktail out of the concession stand.
Were they really?
Next pitch on the way is just off the plate again. I mean, that's 2 calls. It could have easily been strikes.
Yeah, but not when you're struggling to find the strike zone.
Well, and then
if you establish it, you'll get those calls.
And I'll say this, they were outside. If they were missing outside. So 2-0 count to Salcedo. Bases loaded again, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. She brings it a little bit too far inside, trying to over-adjust. So the count will go 3-0. Nash is going to have to dig deep here. There's no place to put this batter if she walks her.
I can't see the bullpen from here, but I guarantee you it's probably –
I can, and there is somebody warming up.
It's probably Montez.
Pitch on the way, off the plate. She walked 3 in a row, and that's going to score a run for the Mavericks.
Well, and just like that, Dwayne, the tying run is at the plate. Now look at all the girls are looking into the dugout.
Yeah.
Waiting for the change to be made. And you know, and here she comes. You know, she's going to make the change, and, you know, she has to. I mean.
She does. So she walked 1, 2, 3, 4 batters and gave up a double so far in the first inning. She's had a ground out, and she's had a fly out to right field.
That's okay. She knocked some rust off, and, you know, she needs to work on a few things and you know, come back out with a little confidence the next time she gets to pitch. As Montez comes in, Dwayne, let's go ahead, and I want to go ahead, and we're not going to take a commercial break, Dwayne, but I want to go ahead and talk about one of our new advertisers who we're going to have a commercial built for by football season. And if anybody is wanting to advertise for any of our sports, you know, give us a call, let us know. But the Rusty Rooster drive-thru in Castroville, they don't have the car wash anymore. I was told they closed it down. But the Rusty Rooster drive-thru across from the McDonald's, make a quick stop on your way home from work or drop by on the weekend to grab some beverages without leaving your truck. The Rusty Rooster is the place for quenching your thirst from sunup to sundown. After all, anything goes till the rooster crows.
Sounds good. Visit the Rusty Rooster. I have many a times.
Yeah, they got some frozen drinks in there too, Dwayne, that are pretty good.
So Alyssa Montez will now enter the circle from the extra hitter position. She will be now the pitcher of record, and it looks like it may just be a swap.
No, I don't know how that's going to work because she's an extra hitter, not the DH or designated player. So so Nash will probably stay in the game, I would think, to hit.
So the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the number 8 batter, the first baseman, number 12, Michelle Martinez, will come up to the plate. She'll have bases loaded with 2 outs. Montez, with the first pitch of the game for her, is going to be inside and low, taking full, ball 1. So Martinez will have a 1-0 count as the sun begins to set here. Next pitch on the way by Montez is going to be another low inside pitch for ball 2. So Martinez with a hitter's count here with bases loaded. Montez with the pitch, swung on. It's going to be fouled over to the first base dugout. And that'll be strike one. So Martinez now with a 2-1 count with 2 outs. And bases loaded here in the bottom of the first still. Martinez steps back in. Pitch by Montez on the way, swung on. Another foul ball goes straight to the dugout down the first base side. And that'll even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs.
Yeah, and as far behind as she is swinging the bat right here, Dwayne, I don't give her anything off speed. I may throw a high rise ball or, some kind of a drop
off
or something,
plate.
but yeah.
And that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop fields it, throws over to second. Ooh, she double pumps. She wanted to throw to first base, but then she had changed her mind and threw it to second, and Crisp was waiting for out number 3. So a ground out to the shortstop. Fielder's choice over to second base for out number 3. So we finally finished 1 complete. Our score now, Medina Valley 6, Eagle Pass 2. And we'll take break for some messages and come back for inning number 2. Panther softball return after these messages.
Nobody can design, create, or maintain your lawn better than 3D Landscaping and Irrigation. With over 17 years of experience, owner Ray Doyen and his crew take pride in their craftsmanship and service. They're fully insured, offer free estimates and multiple references, so you know you're getting the best. 3D does landscaping, lawn maintenance, irrigation, tree installation, lighting, and more. Whether it's residential or commercial, 3D Landscaping and Irrigation has you covered. Give 3D a call at 830-985-9115 or find us online at threedlandscaping.com.
Welcome back to Panther Softball, sponsored by North Park Chevrolet and all our other great sponsors who advertise with us here. We are going now to the top of the second now. Let's see, so it is 7:47, a 45-minute first inning. Hope they don't all stay that way, Jeff.
You know what? We can't, now that I look at the camera angle here, Dwayne, we can't even see home plate.
We need to make it. Well, we had some fans standing by the camera and they may have knocked it off. So Cardona for Eagle Pass back into the circle, and the Panthers will lead off with the pitcher record now, which is Alyssa Montez. She was hit by a pitch the first time up to bat, and she will step up into the right-hander's batter's box. First pitch of her is on the way, and it's going to be swing and a miss on the changeup. I think we got our camera readjusted. So the count will go 0-1 against Montez, who swung through the changeup. Next pitch on the way. Another changeup. That's going to be lifted up over third base for a base hit. So Alyssa Montez adjusts to the changeup there and gets her first base hit of the night. Way to lead off the inning. And that'll bring to the plate the first baseman, number 5, Mackenzie Kennedy, who had the grand slam home run that first inning. We're going to have a courtesy runner. That's Haley Marshall going in for Montez, who just got the base hit. So Marshall will be running, standing on first base now. So Kennedy taking some warm-up swings. Will step to the into the batter's box. I don't see a bunt happening here, Jeff. Do you?
I don't know.
After hitting the grand slam, I don't know what the chances are.
Well, they did have Kennedy bunting early in the season in this situation.
First pitch of her is going to be taken high for ball 1.
That's what I said.
She did not square around.
You just never know. Never know. Matter of fact, she bunted twice early in the season. The first one, she bunted right back to the pitcher in the air and doubled the girl off at first. And the next one, she bunted right back to the pitcher in the air and almost doubled somebody off. So
the 1-0 pitch is a changeup up high.
If I was a gambling man,
for ball 2.
If I was a gambling man, I think I'd let her swing away.
Well, she's got a hitter's count now with 2-0 count, so she will be swinging away here. Cardona with the pitch. 2-0 pitch on the way, taken high. Ball 3. I don't think they want to give Kennedy anything down the middle.
No, but I would green light her here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If she sees something she likes, I'd give her the green light to swing away. Got to do it with a hot bat. Next pitch on the way, and that will be taken for ball 4. For 4 straight balls thrown to Kennedy, and she will take her base on balls. Panthers now have runners at first and second, Kennedy and Marshall, and that'll bring to the plate the catcher, Kaylee Upton. Upton flied out to center field first time up to bat. She'll step in the box with runners at first and second and nobody out. First pitch to Upton, swung on. It's going to be a fly ball towards left fielder. Left fielder drifting towards the line, and she drops the ball.
Yeah, that ball got up there in the high sky out here in, can I call this West Texas? Out here.
Sure.
It got way up there in the air, and she was running after it and dropped it. Just hitting the glove right off the heel and dropped it.
That's going to be an error on the left fielder, and that'll move the runners over. So stepping to the plate now will be Avery Nash, who had a triple last time up to bat. And she'll step up the plate with bases loaded and nobody out. First pitch to Nash is going to be low, way low into the dirt, about 3 foot short of the plate, taken for ball 1.
Yeah, Cardona has either thrown that changeup way short or up in their letters.
So Nash sitting with the 1-0 count. Bases loaded, nobody out. Next pitch on the way. Strike taken just under the letters there for strike 1 to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch to Nash on the way, swung on. Fly ball skied for the infield. It's going to be an infield fly rule, caught by the second baseman. So Nash will fly out to second base, and that'll be 1 out. Bases will stay loaded, and that'll bring to the plate the second baseman, number 22, Kenley Crisp.
She got a little anxious with that one.
Yeah,
that ball was a little high. She got a little anxious with it and just kind of undercut it.
Yep. Crisp with a base hit last time up to bat. She'll step up to the plate now with bases loaded and 1 out.
Crisp swinging the bat better as of late.
She has
2
been,
for
Jeff.
3 last week, or in the last game. 1 for 1 now today.
She'll take the first pitch high. Again, bases loaded. Looks like the sun is completely set now, Jeff. Hopefully our picture's a little bit better.
Yeah, I've got some text messages. They said it's better quality now, so.
Pitch on the way, and it's going to be a ground ball. That's over first, right over third base. It's going to trickle out into the corner. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Panthers will score 2 runs on the base hit by Crisp. And that'll move Upton to, Crisp will go to second base, and Upton will go to third. 2 runs will score. Our score now 8-2.
I hope Maury didn't hear that.
What's that?
Their announcer just called us the Lady Panthers.
The Lady Panthers.
Maury just does not like that.
I know a lot of people that don't like it. I don't call any teams lady, whatever they are.
Unless they call themselves that.
Yep. When we played McCollum the other day, Jeff, they wanted to be called the Cowboys. Not the Cowgirls, but the Cowboys.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so we called them. They even have Cowboys across their jersey.
That's interesting.
Yep. So the shortstop, number 9, Elena Gonzalez, will step to the plate. Walked her first time at the bat. First pitch on the way to her, and she takes strike 1. So an 0-1 count with 1 out. Panthers have runners at second and third. The 0-1 to Gonzalez, taken upstairs for ball 1.
Now, do you think the Bulldogs want to be called the Lady Bulldogs? Or just the Bulldogs?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm not a Bulldog. So the count even at 1 apiece with 1 out. Pitch on the way. Swung on. That's going to be a base hit between first base and second base. Right fielder bobbles the ball. That's going to allow 1 run, 2 runs to score. So Crisp and Upton will score, and that's going to be a base hit for Elena Gonzalez. A 2 RBI base hit. Panthers score now They have 10 runs scored here, and only in the second innings. Our score 10-2 with 1 out, and that'll bring it to the plate. Actually, the Panthers will go back to the top of the order. Morgan Castiglione will head back to the batter's box. She's playing center field tonight. She's got a base hit and a walk so far tonight. First pitch on the way to Castiglione. Swung on. It's going to be a ground ball towards first base. First baseman feels it, steps on first base, and that'll be out number 2. However, that does move over Gonzalez to second base. So ground out to first base for Castiglione, and they'll bring up the left fielder, number 13, Alicia Reina. Reina will step into the box with a runner on second and 2 outs. Mavericks pitcher with that armband, getting all her signals off her armband there. And the first pitch to Reina is going to be swung on. It's going to be a little tapper out, just foul. It was out just in front of the plate, but it trickled foul towards the third base side, and that'll be strike 1.
The umpire called that foul real quick.
He did.
We had that situation here against Southwest here a couple weeks ago where the ball hit off a home plate and rolled into fair territory to the pitcher, and the girl was safe, and the umpire called it a dead ball because it hit home plate.
I've had that. I saw that happen on a previous game. Stolen base for Reina. For Reina. No, Castiglione.
That's not a stolen base. That's an indifference there.
Well, I guess you could call it an indifference.
Yep.
Catcher did not pay attention, and she swiped that base.
Or you could call it a stolen base because they weren't paying attention.
Yep.
Good base running there by Castiglione.
That's actually Gonzalez. Swung on by Reina, and that's going to be a base hit to right field for Reina, and that's going to score Gonzalez. So another base hit for the Panthers and another run, another RBI base hit, and another run for the Panthers. So Reina will go to first base. So Panthers will have a runner on first, and to the plate will be brought number 88, the right fielder Aubrey Dominguez, who's had a base hit and has flied out to the shortstop so far tonight. Score now 11-2 in favor of the Panthers. Pitch on the way. That's going to be foul straight back by Dominguez. Now I know it's not a 1-1 count. There you go. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Dominguez. Cardona with a pitch to Dominguez. And it's going to be that changeup that falls short. So it'll even the count at 1-1.
Well, if anybody had anything close to a bracket in the NCAA tournament,
what just happened?
Alabama just lost, and I know they had a lot of people pick them in the Final Four and to win it all.
That ball is a shot out to right center by Dominguez, and she's going to go to second base to stand out double, and they're going to score Reina.
And what? She didn't stop.
Oh, she kept going, and she gets called out at third. So she tried to go all the way to third base.
And the ball was right behind second base. I don't understand that.
The run does count, however. She'll get thrown out at third for out number 3. However, our score now is Medina Valley 12, Eagle Pass 2, and we will go to the bottom of the second inning. We'll take a break. Panther Softball will continue after these messages.
The Medina Valley Sports Boosters are proud to support the Medina Valley Panthers. The Boosters are always looking for volunteers and new members. The MVP Boosters raise funds to support the MVISD sports and scholarship programs. Get your Panther swag at the football store located next to the concession stand. We have several items on sale. Join, volunteer, or purchase your Panther swag today at mvpboosters.com.
Nothing but the best sports coverage for Medina Valley.
He really grows on you, doesn't he?
This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Panther Softball. We are going to go to the bottom of the second. Medina Valley up 12-2, having their way with the Mavericks so far. Really scoring up the balls and just spraying the ball all over the outfield and doing some really good job hitting. They've been real smart at the plate. A lot of base on balls. Doing a good job so far, even though we've only gone an inning and a half, Jeff?
Yep, inning and a half, and it's been an hour.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we've got the hour-and-a-half drive home.
Yes, we do.
Or, yeah, about an hour and a half.
But Montes will head back out to the circle for the Panthers. Looks like we may get some changes here. What do we have?
Looks like Camacho in right field, and that's all I see.
So Madison Camacho will head over to right field, take the spot for Aubrey Dominguez, who just hit that double earlier. I don't see. Well, Crisp is going to move over to shortstop, and
oh, that's Reyna at second base.
Reyna will go to second base.
Gonzalez in center field and Castiglione in left field.
Gonzalez in Castiglione's now in left, Jeff?
Yes.
Gonzalez is going to be in, where did you say, center?
Center.
Center field. Crisp is going to be now our shortstop. And stepping to the plate is going to be the center fielder number 3, I believe, and that's Natty Lopez, the number 9 batter for the Mavericks, just now getting through their lineup.
Well, we're only in the second inning, and they're already getting through their lineup.
There you go. That's another way to look at it. First pitch is going to be called ball 1 on Lopez. Next pitch on the way from Montes, and that's going to be right down the middle for strike 1. That'll even the count at 1-1. Next pitch is going to be taken for ball 2. That'll be just high, apparently. So 2-1 count on Lopez. Lopez, the number 9 hitter for the Mavericks. Next pitch on the way as we swung on and missed. Even the count at 2-2. Montes back on the rubber with the 2-2 pitch. And it's going to be off the plate outside for ball 3, and that'll fill the count up. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Lopez. The payoff pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled straight back, and we'll do it all over again. So Alabama goes down, huh, Jeff?
Alabama. Don't have a headset on.
Next pitch is going to be just low for ball 4, so Lopez will take her base on balls, and that'll bring the Mavericks lineup to the top of the order. The catcher, Janie Rodriguez, will come in, number 5. She'll step into the batter's box. The Mavericks have a runner on first, nobody out. Here we are in the bottom of the second. First pitch to Montes, and that's swung on and fouled out of play down the right field line. Rodriguez walked the first time when she came up to bat. So an 0-1 count to Rodriguez. Pitch by Montes, and that's going to be in the dirt. And it gets away from the catcher, and Lopez will scoot over to second base.
That was another one of those 35-footers.
Exactly.
Looked like she tried to throw a changeup.
So Rodriguez will have a 1-1 count. Lopez moves over to second. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be fouled out of play. New ball comes into Montes with the 1-2 count on Rodriguez. Mavericks at the top of their lineup. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled straight back again. And we'll keep it at 1-2. The Panthers have a 12-2 lead, but they can't get complacent here. They've got to still stay focused. Next pitch on the way, just got a piece of it.
That was a good pitch there.
Just got a piece of it to stay in the hunt there. So we'll keep it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes, and nobody out. Runner on second. 1-2 pitch on the way. It's going to be a changeup just outside. Even the count up at 2-2. It's a good pitch, but just off the plate. So the 2-2 pitch to Rodriguez. Swung on and fouled. Out of play. And we'll leave everything as is. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at second, and nobody out. How's our picture, Jeff? Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Pitch on the way to Montes, swung on a ground ball to third base, booted by Chichester, and she just eats it there and doesn't throw over to first. There was no way she was going to get her. So that's going to be an error on the third baseman. Rodriguez will reach base on error on third base, and now the Mavericks have runners at first and second. And the right fielder, number 17, Amides Avila, will come up to the plate. She grounded out to second base last time up to bat. She'll step in with runners at first and second and nobody out. First pitch from Montes on the way. It's a grounded foul. Avila steps back in. She's about to receive the 0-1 pitch. She scores around but pulls back on the ball way outside, leaving the count at 1-1. So the Mavericks looking to move those runners over with the bunt. But she pulled back with a pitch that was way outside. Count even at 1-1. Batter squares around, bunts the ball to third baseman. Chichester fields it, throws over the first, and gets the force out at first base on the sacrifice bunt. And that'll be the first out of this half of the inning. So nice play by Chichester. Came in hard, fielded the ball and threw it to first base, but they did move the runners over. So the Mavericks now with the runners at second and third. And that'll bring up the bat to number 8, the third baseman, Clarissa Leja. Leja up to bat with runners at second and third. First pitch on the way by Montes, and that's going to be taken for ball 1, low and inside. Montes with the 1-0 pitch. Taken for ball 2. That ball is low. Montes toes the rubber. 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled straight back for strike 1. Panthers may want to try to keep them from scoring here, Jeff, if they want to maintain a 10-run rule.
Well, and I think that's why you bunt the girls over right now.
Yep.
I mean, you don't want it to 15-run rule comes in 3 innings, after into the 3rd inning. So you want to try to get as many as you can.
Next pitch is flied out to center field. Center fielder calls it, catches the ball, and throw into home. It's going to be in time. Oh, no.
He called her safe?
He called her safe. Beautiful throw.
Oh, my God. Did she – I'd have to look at the replay. Did she not tag her out there?
Oh, no, she was dead meat at home plate. I don't understand how there's no way he got under her. It was a beautiful throw there by Elena Gonzalez all the way to the plate.
Yeah, one hopper.
Either way, it's going to score a run on the sacrifice.
I know Upton's dad's out there listening, watching. Maybe he could rewind it and see what he sees on there and let me know on the replay.
And that'll bring up to the plate the shortstop, number 2, Gina Carrillo, who flied out to right field last time. So now there's 1 out.
Yeah, because we should have a good angle of it.
There should be 2 outs.
There's 2 outs.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 1. We had the sacrifice bunt and the sacrifice fly. Next pitch on the way is a swing and a miss on the changeup way out in front of it. So Carrillo now with an 0-2 count. Runner at third base, 2 outs. So the 0-2 pitch to Carrillo. It's on the way.
Good pitch.
Ooh, just off the plate for ball 1.
But that's where you want to miss on 0-2, 1-2. That's where you want to miss.
So the 1-2 count to Carrillo. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled straight back. That leaving the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Again, Mavericks, who have a runner at third base. However, we do have 2 outs. Our score 12-3. Pitch on the way to Carrillo, swung on. It's fouled straight back, and that's going to be out of play. Keep the count the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Next pitch on the way by Montes, and that's going to be another changeup that's fouled towards the Maverick dugout down the third base side. Finally, darkness is creeping up on us. Got through twilight. 1-2 pitch on the way from Montes. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Carrillo strikes out, the first strikeout of the game. It's a swing and miss. Yeah.
I was going to say, that's the first strikeout of the game, I believe.
So after 2 complete, our score, Medina Valley 12, Eagle Pass 3. We'll take a break. Panther softball will continue after these messages.
Save thousands at the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year, North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get a new Silverado posted at $37,999 or lease a Texas edition for $450 a month with 0 down. All new Equinoxes are $4,000 off and new Malibus are $5,000 off. Plus, get 4.99% financing for 72 months. Find new roads at North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com.
Nothing but the best sports coverage for Medina Valley.
He really grows on you, doesn't he?
This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Panther softball. We are going to go to the top of the third. Medina Valley with a good 12-3 lead here right now going into the third inning. And it looks like Cardona will step back into the circle again for the Mavericks. And for the Panthers coming to the plate will be Montes, Kennedy, and Upton, but I think, yeah, Montes will be batting. Montes hit by pitch first time at the bat. Second time she had a single base hit. So number 99, Alyssa Montes, will step into the box. Cardona will toe the rubber for the Mavericks. First pitch to Montes, a swung on. That's a deep fly ball to center fielder. Center fielder backing up, and that's going to be, it's going to drop between the center field and right fielder.
That ball, they were nowhere close to that ball. They lost it.
She lost it, and the wind pushed it up between. The center fielder thought she was going to get to it, but the wind pushed it towards the right field, and it fell harmlessly between the two. And Montes is going to be in the second base with a stand-up double.
The center fielder ran over there like she was sitting underneath it, and then all of a sudden it fell about 10 feet to her left. So I think she just must have lost it in the lights.
So I think Haley Marshall is going to come in and run for Montes now. We're holding up a 2, and that is number 2 coming in. She's going to make her way over to second base to run for Montes. So Marshall will go to second base, and stepping into the box will be the first baseman, number 5, Mackenzie Kennedy, with a grand slam home run so far and a walk on 4 pitches.
And your batter now, first baseman, number 5.
So Panthers with a runner on second with nobody out. Cardona with the first pitch to Kennedy, and that swung on. It's going to be a base hit, lifted over shortstop. Left fielder fields it, and they're going to score. No problem. Marshall's going to score from second base, and Kennedy will slide into second base. The tag is going to be laid on her, so Kennedy will have a base hit and move over to second base when the throw went into home. Marshall scored for Montes. And the new score now, Medina Valley 13, Eagle Pass 3. And that'll bring to the plate. So Ariel Chichester will come in to bat, and she will be batting for the designated player's position. She is our third baseman of record. First time up to bat.
I don't think she's a designated player. I think
she's going in for Upton, who's considered the designated player. You know what? We got like two different ones.
No, you got the wrong lineup there.
So the flex player is going to go bat for the number 6 spot.
There you go.
That's what it is. Flex player going in for number 6. Either way, Ariel Chichester will go in. Let's see who says her name right. Close enough. He had a hard time with that name. We tried practicing it before the game with me. I tried to tell him how to say it. Ariel's last name. So Ariel Chichester, the third baseman, steps in with Kennedy standing on second base. First pitch to Chichester is swung on a foul straight back. So this is Chichester. She is coming to bat in the third for Upton. So next pitch on the way to Chichester, and that's she checks swings, and they're going to call it a full swing for strike. And right away she'll go down the count 0-2. Nobody out. Kennedy is standing on second base. Cardona with the pitch to Chichester. That's going to be called strike 3. Chichester.
He hadn't called that outside strike the whole game for either team, and he did on that one, though,
so
when it's that close.
She goes down on 3 straight pitches. And that'll bring to the plate our starting pitcher, Avery Nash, number 21. She has a triple, and she's flied out to second base. So she'll step in with a runner at second. First pitch of her is going to be swung on and a line drive to right field, and that's going to be caught by the right fielder. So a lined out for Nash, and that was a rocket going down to right field. And the right fielder had no choice but to catch that ball because it was going straight at her. So 2 outs right away on 4 pitches. I'm sorry, the last 2 outs have been on 4 pitchers, and that'll bring to the plate our shortstop now, who is Kaylee Chris, who moved over from second base. She's had 2 singles so far, and their first pitch is grounded foul down the third base line. So a nice night so far at the plate for Crisp. Stepping in the box with 2 outs and a runner at second. So Cardona with the pitch to Crisp. That's going to be taken for a ball, and it goes into the dirt and past the catcher, and that'll move Kennedy over to third base, and that'll be a ball for Crisp, who will even up the count at 1-1. Better check the camera view again, Jeff, after all this up and down the stairs next to our camera here. So the 1-1 count, and the pitch to Crisp, who takes it high for ball 2.
We got a better view from the camera than we do from the press box right now.
Yeah, we do. I'm trying to look through 1, 2, 3 sets of fencing here with the glare from these windows.
Yeah, I mean, such a nice field. Yep. They could take this one batch of hurricane fence down.
Yep. Next pitch is going to be taken for a strike on Crisp, and they're leaving the count at 2-2. So 2-2 count with 2 outs and a runner at third. Next pitch on the way to Chris. Swung on. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. A center fielder dropping back. She's going to go to the wall, and that's going to be over the fence right center field for a home run for Kenley Crisp. Right there at the flagpole, Crisp crushes the ball over the fence, and that's going to score 2 runs for the Panthers. So Crisp does it with 2 outs with a huge hit. So that's 2 home runs for the Panthers so far this game.
Yeah, she put a good swing on it, got the fat part of the bat on it, and it just kept going up in that jet stream.
She squared it up. So nice swing by Chris, who's having an outstanding night with a single, and a home run, a two-run home run. And that'll bring to the plate Ilana Gonzalez, who's now moved over to center field. She'll step up to the plate with 2 outs, and she will take strike 1. That strike zone's getting a little bit more outside the plate there on both sides. Gonzalez steps back in with an 0-1 count with 2 outs. Next pitch on the way, and that's going to be 3 foot short of the plate, taken for ball 1. So that'll even up the count at 1 apiece. Castiglione waits on deck. Next pitch on the way. Swung on a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Pitcher takes 1 step, throws over to first base for out number 3. So ground out to the pitcher for out number 3. And that's going to do it for 2.5 innings. And our new score, Medina Valley 15, Eagle Pass 3. We'll take a break for some messages, and Panther Softball will return.
Medina Electric Cooperative was built by this community more than 80 years ago to deliver safe, reliable, and affordable energy. We are proud to serve this community beyond the power lines. You can find us supporting your kids' Little League, sponsoring school events, hosting safety presentations, and more. We're honored to belong to this community. Keep up with Medina Electric from the power lines to the sidelines on social media or at medinaec.org.
Welcome back to Panther Softball, the North Park Chevrolet broadcast of Panther Softball. We were going to the bottom of the third. Panthers up 15-3, just crushing the ball tonight, doing a good job at the plate and swinging the bat. A couple of changes. We have the flex player coming back in, which is Kaylee Updenschel, who had, let's see, who batted for her? Chichester, that's correct. Jeff batted for Upton, and so Upton will be back behind the plate after Chichester batted for her. And we also have Avery Nash coming back in. She'll be re-entering the game in the pitcher circle. Chichester will be back at third. Crisp will be at shortstop. Mackenzie Kennedy will be at first. And number 13, Alicia Reyna, will be at second base.
I think everything's the same.
I think so. I think we got Castiglione in left. We have Camacho in right.
Let me see your roster over there.
And Reyna will be in center now, I believe. The pitcher for the Mavericks, Anissa Cardona, will be stepping into the plate. She walked the first time up the bat. And Nash will have her second go-around here against the pitcher. Her first pitch is going to be just off the plate outside for ball 1. So 1-0 pitch to Cardona. And that pitch is on the way. It's going to be just high for ball 2. So Cardona sitting at 2-0. The leadoff batter here in the bottom of the third for the Mavericks. Next pitch, the 2-0 count, pitch on the way, and it's going to be just outside for ball 3. So she'll go up in the count. 3 balls, no strikes.
Well, Nash hasn't fixed whatever ailed her in the first inning, and she's still missing outside.
A little outside she's missing.
Here's the key to this now. Montez is burned. She can't go back in to pitch.
3-0 pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. So she'll walk twice tonight.
Softball rules, obviously, they're different. Than a lot of baseball rules, but in softball, your starting pitcher can re-enter in the circle, but your relief pitcher cannot.
So courtesy runner for the pitcher. Ali Fernandez will go to first base to run for Cardona. And stepping to the plate is going to be the second baseman, number 4, Kiana Camacho, who walked also first time up to bat. Mavericks going through their second time through the order. Nash back on the rubber. And the first pitch to Camacho on the way. It's going to be strike 1 right at the knees.
There you go. Good job, Avery. Get that first one over.
So Camacho with the 0-1 count. Nobody out. Mavericks have a runner at first. Next pitch on the way. It's going to be strike 2, and throwback snapped it over to first, and they are going to call her safe.
Yeah, when you get
Good
that
throw
first,
up,
when you get the first strike over, Dwayne,
you can do a lot.
You can move that plate a little bit, and you can move that ball a little bit, and you can get that outside call.
So the 0-2 count on Camacho. Nash with the next pitch, and that's going to be lined foul just outside the first base. And that was a diving Kennedy to try to knock that ball down, but it was foul, so nobody hurt there.
The next thing Avery's got to learn is when you're up 0-2, and Maury and I talked about this her last outing. When you're up 0-2, don't throw it over the white part of the plate. Now you've got to be more, fine with your location.
0-2 pitch again is going to be outside, just off the plate for 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Camacho.
Curveball there.
So the 1-2 count to Camacho. Again, just off the plate outside. She's missing outside a little bit, but it's not near as far as it was that first inning. She's just toying with the edge of the plate there. Not too bad. So the count now evened up at 2-2. And the next pitch on the way to Camacho. Swung on, ground ball up the middle.
Nash just saw her life flash before her eyes, because that ball like that is what's been hit back at her twice off of her shin. But there again, Maury, there's the second time.
That's all right.
There again, Dwayne, you're up in the count. You can't throw it right down the middle, and that ball was right down the middle, and kind of spooked her a little bit. And she's pulling herself out.
Yes, she is.
That ball scared her. And is that Coach Mateo that's talking to her?
Yes.
No. Something's going on out in the bleachers. What in the world?
We have the umpires yelling at the fans in the dugout over the Maverick side. Coach Bundello.
That's not Coach Mateo. That's
yeah, it is.
Is it? I guess you got better eyes than me, although you got your cheaters on.
So that ball was right up the middle, and Nash stabbed at it and missed the ball, so it went up the middle for a base hit. She had an opportunity to get that ball, but she couldn't quite get her glove on it, and she got frustrated.
More than anything, Dwayne, that's the type of ball that has injured her the last 2 outings, and it scared her. I think she was more trying to get out of the way of that ball, and it scared her, and Coach Monteo's now telling her, you're not going to leave this game. You're going to get in here and you're going to pitch.
Absolutely. And that's a good move, because Nash was walking off the field, and that wasn't the right thing to do. So I think they've calmed her down. She's going to go back in the circle. They're going to let her pitch a couple of warm-up pitches, because that probably did rattle her a little bit. Good to see her coming back out. She's a strong player. She needs to make sure she stays out there, and she's smiling now. Give her an opportunity to stay in this game, and she's got nothing but good stuff in front of her now. She's just a freshman. She's not pitching that bad. I mean, she's missed a couple times off the plate. She just needs to get her confidence rolling. I mean, she's been hitting the ball great so far this season. She just needs to get on the field, and it's a whole different ball game playing varsity level, and she's learning that. It's a learning experience, and good for her that she's stepping back in the circle there, and she'll have runners at first and second with nobody out. A good job by Coach B to keep her in the game. And that'll bring to the plate number 13, Gigi Salcedo, who is a left fielder, and she has walked so far this game. So here we go. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Salcedo at the plate. Nash back in the circle.
Still nobody out. I think in this situation, the infield needs to take it out wherever they can.
Strike 1 call on the fake bunt. So Nash, huge strike. coming back.
You know, I've been
Leading off.
around Avery for a long time, and it's something like this sometimes that makes her focus a little bit more. I expect her to come back strong now.
Absolutely. The 0-1 squared on again and just off the plate. Man, that was close.
That was close.
Not a bad spot to put the ball. So that leaving the count at 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Left field number 13, Salcedo at the plate. Salcedo scores the run again, and she bunts the ball back to the middle there. Fielded by Chichester. Chichester makes a good, strong throw over to first to get the out. But the sacrifice does move the runners over. So sacrifice bunt moves the runners over. So now the Mavericks will have runners at second and third. However, there is 1 out, and that'll bring the first baseman, number 12, Michelle Martinez, to the plate. Good job by Nash coming back and throwing a bunch of strikes there.
First baseman, number 12, Michelle Martinez.
So again, 1 out, runners at second and third. We are in the bottom of the third only. Panthers up 15-3. Martinez steps to the plate, who grounded out the shortstop last time with the bat. Nash toes the rubber, gets her signal. She goes into her windup. First pitch on the way. Just off the plate again. So it's a 1-0 count on Martinez. Martinez steps back in. Next pitch is on the way. Right down the middle for strike 2. Throwback, snap throw over to third base. Chichester has to cross over the third base line to catch that ball, but she does save it to keep it from going to left field. And everything is good right now with a 1-1 count on Martinez. Nash gets her signal. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball to first base. Kennedy touches first. Throws over to third, but they do not get the runner. However, run does score for the Mavericks.
It's all right. We'll trade a run for an out there in that situation.
So a ground out to first base for Martinez, and that'll bring the center fielder, number 3, Nati Lopez, who walked the first time up to bat. So the Panthers now have 2 outs. A score 15-4. Panthers still in great shape. Mavericks have a runner at third, again with 2 outs. Nash doing a much better job pitching here second time around.
Well, I told you that sometimes she can get focused.
Throwing lots of strikes. When she gets in the zone, Jeff, I've seen her do it many a times. She's untouchable sometimes. Lopez with a 1-0 count now. First pitch was low. Next pitch on the way outside. That ball's going to get away from Upton, but nobody hurt. Feels the ball off the back of the wall here, throws it back to Nash, and the runner stays on third. Lopez, her count will go to 2-0. Again, we have 2 outs. Panthers need to get out of the inning. Next pitch by Nash is on the way, and it's going to be low. 3-0 count now on Lopez. So 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4, and that runner's going to try to score now on the pass ball, and she's safe. So Camacho will score on the wild pitch. He gets away from Upton. And that'll give the Mavericks another run. So Lopez will draw the base on balls. Our score now 15-5. Panthers still up by 10. Lopez will go to first base, and it'll bring the Mavericks back to the top of the order with number 5, the catcher, Janie Rodriguez, coming to the plate. So Rodriguez at the plate, runner at first, 2 outs. First pitch on the way, swung on, little grounder towards second base, fielded by, that ball was an error on the throw. Who's at second now, Jeff? I already forgot.
That's Alicia Reyna.
Reyna's at second base, bobbles the throw, and then forces it over to first base, and then Kennedy unable to get her glove on that ball. So it's going to be an error on the forced throw, I believe.
Yeah,
Score
that's an error on the throw.
So Rodriguez will be safe at first on the error. The runner will move from first to third. And the Mavericks, that was just a lazy little ground ball with a lot of spin on it. I don't know if Reyna was unable to field it because of the spin. But the Mavericks will have runners at first and third, and that'll bring to the plate the right fielder, number 17, Amadis Avila. Avila has grounded out to second base and had a sacrifice bunt. First pitch from Nash to her is going to be strike one on the outside corner. Throw down to second on the attempted steal will be wide, so that'll be safe on the steal. So now the Mavericks have runners at second and third with 2 outs. So Avila with the strike. So the 0-1 pitch to Avila is going to be just low, leaving the count at 1-1. So 1-1 count on Avila, 2 outs, runners at second and third. Nash back on the rubber. Next pitch on the way, swung on and fouled, lined right over the dugout down the first base side, and that'll bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Nash up in the count here on Avila with 2 outs, runner at second and third. So Nash with a 1-2 pitch, just off the plate again. And that'll even up the count at 2-2.
Tried to throw that curveball again right there off the edge of the plate, and she just got off the edge of the plate too much. A little tighter, and you may get a swing and miss right there on that pitch.
It starts out over the plate. Does that count right? 1-2?
1-2.
For the 1-2 count.
No, 2-2.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The 2-2 pitch on the way from Nash. It's just off the plate again. She's not missing by much. Yeah, so it's 3-2 now. So it's full count. So we have 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Payoff pitch coming up. Nash back on the rubber. Avila digging in the box. Payoff pitch on the way, swung on, ground ball to first base, fielded by Kennedy. Easily fields it, steps on third for out number 3. So ground out to first base, and that'll be 3 outs. However, our score is now 15-5. The Mavericks do leave 2 runners on. So we'll, after 3 complete, our new score now, Medina Valley 15, Eagle Pass 5. Panther Softball will continue after these messages from our sponsors.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Welcome back to Panther Softball. Panthers up 15-5. We're going to go to the top of the 4th inning. Panthers at the top of the lineup. Morgan Castiglione will come out to the plate. She started out in center field. She's then moved to left field now. So she'll lead it off here in the top of the 4th for the Panthers. Castiglione's had a single a walk and grounded out to first base so far. Batted 3 times. Panthers with a 10-run lead so far here after 3 innings. So we get 5 here, Jeff. We go home after the bottom half?
If we do.
If we do, okay. I'm okay with going home early. So Castiglione will step into the left-hander's batter's box. She is 1 for 2 so far with the walk. Cardona on the mound again for the Mavericks. And her first pitch is going to be low and outside for ball 1 against Castiglione. Castiglione steps back in. And the 1-0 pitch is on the way. And that hit Castiglione, just nicked her wrist.
She didn't want to go.
Yeah, she didn't want to go. She was like, "Are you sure it hit me?" Yep, it hit you. We heard it up here. So hit by pitch.
Sponsored by Hazel Russell State Farm Agent. Hazel offers protection that works as hard as you. Call Hazel and her crew today for a quote. Get you some State Farm insurance.
Castiglione reached first base, and that'll bring to the plate Claire Bame, who's pinch hitting for Reyna. Bame first time at the plate, and she'll take ball 1. Bame, another one of the freshmen on this team. She steps in her pitch hitting spot there, digs in into the box. Next pitch on the way to her, swung on. That's going to be a line shot towards left field. One hop to the left fielder. She tries to throw to second to get the force out, but it was just way too late. So Claire Bame is going to get a base hit.
That's good for Claire there. She's been struggling since before the Pearland tournament, I think, and that's good for her confidence.
And that was a shot. That was a rocket out towards left field. And now batting for Aubrey Dominguez is going to be Madison Camacho in the 3rd spot in the lineup. The first pitch to her is going to be taken for ball 1. So Camacho steps in. She's also a slap hitter, batting from the left-hander's box, a converted slap hitter. So the 0-1-0 pitch to her is grounded to second base.
Be a base hit.
And that's going to be a base hit. There, nobody was going to. The ball hit that softly with Camacho.
Well, yeah, and that second baseman did not get a good jump on it, and Camacho runs really well.
And the second baseman did not charge that ball, and there's no way you're going to get Camacho from the left-hander's box with her speed. So 2 quick base hits and a hit by pitch, and the Panthers have the bases loaded with Alyssa Montes, the pitcher, well, the previous pitcher now, up to bat. She was hit by a pitch. She's had a single and a double, and she has bases loaded here with nobody out. First pitch to her is going to be taken low for ball 1. Again, Cardona back on the mound for the Mavericks. So Montes steps back in with the 1-0 count. Next pitch to her is on the way. Swung on. That's going to be a fly ball. Hit deep to left field. The left fielder going back, and that's a no-doubter. That's grand slam number 2 for the Panthers. Alyssa Montes with a grand slam home run. You called it, Jeff, as soon as you heard it.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter as soon as it left her bat.
So that's going to score Castiglione, Bame, and Camacho along with Montes herself with a grand slam home run. It's 3 home runs for the Panthers and 2 of them being grand slams, Jeff. Our score now 19-5. What did we talk about earlier? We get to go home if they score 20. And they can't let up here because the next batter, Mackenzie Kennedy, who stepped on the plate, has a grand slam herself. She has a grand slam, a walk, and a base hit. So she's having a 2-for-2 night so far with a walk, and she'll step up to the plate. Cardona with the first pitch to Kennedy, and that's going to be a shot out of left field. Another base hit for Kennedy. She scored that ball up out into left field. So we've had this over this inning, hit by pitch, a base hit, a grand slam, and a base hit. And that'll bring to the plate our catcher, Kaylee Upton, who previously Chichester had batted for. She has flied out to center field, and she has gotten on an error in left field. First pitch to her is going to be ball taken for ball 1. Upton steps back in. Cardona back in the circle. Next pitch on the way, Upton. Taken outside for ball 2.
Still nobody out.
And nobody out. That's a good point, Jeff. I did not mention that. Next pitch on the way is taking high. And that is going to be ball 3. So 3-0 count for Upton. She has the luxury of watching the pitch here if she wants to. Again, Panthers up 19-5. We are in the top of the 4th with nobody out. Next pitch on the way. It's going to be taken inside, and she will take her base on balls. And that'll bring to the plate our pitcher, Avery Nash, number 21. Nash has had a triple, flied out to second base, and lined out to right field. Will step up to the plate with runners at first and second, and nobody out. First pitch on the way to Nash, swung on. It's going to be a little ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop's going to have to field it. It's going to have to hurry to throw to first, and she does not get there in time. Actually, this pass ball gets by the first baseman. One run is going to score, but Nash is going to get thrown out trying to get to second base for out number 1. I'm going to score that a base hit, Jeff, just because she came up running, had to force a throw to first base. But nevertheless, she gets thrown out at second, but a run does score, and our score now is 20-5. And that will bring to the plate the shortstop, number 22, Kenley Crisp, who has had a single, a 2-run home run, a 3-for-3 night. She takes the first pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, and you're in a 20-5 ball game here, and looks like Coach B is intent on leaving all of her starters in so they can all pad their averages against this pitching.
The next pitch is going to be a changeup that drops a little low for ball 2, so Crisp will step back in with a 2-0 count and a runner at third. Pitch on the way to Crisp, taken outside for ball 3. Who would have thought?
Ball 3 or 2? First one was a strike, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, it's 2-1. They got it wrong up there on the board. Yeah, he's flashing at him. He's saying, hey, 2-1, 2-1.
So we got a 2-1 count on Crisp. Next pitch on the way, swung on, a ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop fields it. Long thrower to first, and she gets her in time for out number 2. However, the run does score. Upton comes across the plate.
Another RBI,
and that Crisp is going to ground out to shortstop. Upton will score, and our score now is 21-5. Panthers will send number 9, the center fielder, Elena Gonzalez, to the plate. She has walked, she has had a base hit, and she's grounded out to the pitcher. The first pitch on the way to her is taken just outside for ball 1. Gonzalez batting from the left-hander's batter's box. Surprised that the Mavericks haven't done anything for a pitching change. They may not have anything else. Who knows? 1-0 pitch to Gonzalez is a little ground ball. It's a tapper over to first base. First base is going to have to hurry, and she's not going to get there in time. So it's going to be another base hit, an infield base hit for Gonzalez. You streak down that first base line.
That was another one where you could tell right away they were going to have trouble getting her because the first baseman had to come off the base to field it, and there was no way she was going to beat her in a foot race back to first base, swinging from that side of the plate.
That's going to bring us back to the top of the order. In pinch hitting for Morgan Castiglione is going to be number 31, Aniston Stivers. Stivers will step into the box with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Again, Stivers batting for Castiglione, her first time up the bat. Stivers digs in. First pitch on the way to Stivers. Taken outside for ball one. Stivers in that game against McCullum had a great job running the bases and scoring the tying run that allowed it to go to extra innings.
Did you see that one on Facebook here recently that the girl avoided the tag at home and they played kind of peekaboo and she told her to look that way and she dove underneath her when the catcher looked the other way?
Next pitch is a swung on and foul tipped by Stivers and then leaving the count at 1-1. Again, Stivers up to bat with a 1-1 count, 2 outs, runner at first. Panthers up 21-5 here in the top of the fourth. Stivers digs back in. The pitch by Cardona on the way. It's going to be a changeup, swung on and missed. Nice changeup by Cardona.
And that was one of those changeups she actually reached the plate with.
Yes, she did. It was a good-looking changeup. And Stivers way ahead on that pitch. So Stivers sitting with a 1-2 count with 2 outs. She may get another one here if she don't watch out. Next pitch on the way, it's going to be outside. So good take by Stivers and leaving up the count at 2-2. That was just off the plate. Kind of leaving things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runner at first. The 2-2 pitch on the way to Stivers. And that's going to be about 3 foot short for ball 3. The snap throw over to first and just almost had her. But called safe, and that'll bring Stivers for the full count. So we got 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gonzalez should be running here on the pitch. Stivers digs in. Cardona in the windup. Payoff pitch on the way. Ooh, just on the outside corner, called strike 3. That could have easily been called a ball. So that's going to be 3 outs. Our new score, however, Panthers 21, Mavericks 5, and we will go to the bottom of the fourth. Panther softball return after these messages.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Follow us on Twitter at MVBroadNet. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Panther softball. We are going to the bottom of the fourth. Panthers up 21-5. Panthers like to get 3 up, 3 down here. We can shut this game down. One change I see so far, we have Amy Johnson, number 17, going into first base. She'll be replacing Mackenzie Kennedy, who is stepping off the field. So Johnson into the game now for the Panthers, for the varsity. She played a little bit in the JV game earlier today. And the third baseman, number 8, Clarissa Leja, will come to the plate for the Mavericks. And Nash still on the mound for the Panthers.
Looks like Annie stays in left field.
Ground ball to shortstop. Fielded by Chris. Kicks it over to first base. Dug out. It did not. She bobbled it. So Johnson bobbles the ball from, it was a low throw. I don't know if she tried to pick that or what, but I couldn't tell if it was a one-hopper, but she bobbled the ball a little bit. So Leja will be first, will be safe at first. We're going to have to call that an error.
Yeah, that ball, it just, she turned her glove over to field it, on the upside, and she just let it hit her heel of her glove.
So Johnson's at first, and like you said, Jeff Stivers is going to be out in the left field. The next batter is going to be Gina Carrillo, and she'll take first pitch for a strike. She's the shortstop.
That's Annie Stivers in left field.
What did I say? Did I say Tristan again?
No, you said Jeff this time.
No,
I
Jeff.
haven't played left field.
No,
for
I
Medina
said that's
Valley in
Stivers
a long time.
That's what I said. It's Stivers out in left, Jeff.
I did play left field.
It was two different things there. I said Stivers is out in left, Jeff.
Oh, okay. Make sure where you put that comma.
So Carrillo is at the plate for the Mavericks. Lost my concentration there. And we have an 0-1 count on her with a runner at first. Next pitch on the way from Nash from her is going to be outside. And that's going to even up the count at 1 apiece. Claire Bain will stay in the game too, and she'll be at second base for the Panthers.
Oh, yes, she is.
So the next pitch to Carrillo is on the way. The 1-2 pitch just off the plate.
Good job of Nash by working it. She was outside. She was a little tighter on that one. Now on this one, just a little tighter.
So the count now 2-2 on Carrillo. Runner at first. Nobody out. Nash with the 2-2 pitch is on the way. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch, an off-speed pitch to get out number 1. So she gets her first strikeout.
I believe so.
I believe that is her first strikeout. So 1 out. And the Mavericks will bring to the plate their pitcher, number 11, Anissa Cardona. She'll step into the right-hander's batter's box with a runner at first and 1 out, which they have not put on the board yet.
It's all right. It's on our board.
First pitch to Cardona is going to be a strike right at the knees. Good pitch by Nash. Nash finding her own right now. I did not say Jeff Stivers. That's fake news. Next pitch to Cardona on the way, and that's going to be a called strike 2 for an 0-2 count on Cardona.
Hey, speaking of fake news, the
I
bond
cannot
and the school board election and the school bond is up. Get out there and vote if you're for it or against it. Just get out there and vote.
Absolutely,
do your democratic duty.
Next pitch on the way from Nash. Swung on. That ball is hit out to right field. It is tailing foul. Caught by Camacho on the dive. Beautiful catch by Madison Camacho. That ball was way foul. And she got on the horse and went into foul territory and dove and caught that ball.
And I have to apologize to her mom and dad who are probably watching. The camera setup shows left field but not right field. And sorry about that, but that's the best we could do with the camera setup tonight, as we talked about at the beginning.
We'll let them know it was an outstanding catch by Madison Camacho out in right field. So we have 2 outs, and that'll bring to the plate the second baseman, number 4, Kiana Camacho.
Good job by Nash coming back this inning.
Absolutely.
And throwing a lot of strikes.
A lot of strikes. And that ball was grounded up the middle for a base hit just off the glove of Nash. Not enough to get enough on it to slow it down, but it gets out. It trickles out to center field to get a base hit to Kiana Camacho.
That's good. She had another one hit right back at her. She's going to start feeling more and more comfortable out there.
And it was a good pitch too. Good fastball. The Camacho just squared it up. So I think we're going to have. If you can get a number here for me, Jeff. We're going to have a pinch hitter.
He's going to tell us right here. Maybe. Went out of my line of sight.
Yeah. It is a bad setup in the press box. I will say that.
Hey, but it's a press box.
It is. 2?
It's a single digit.
It's either a.
He may say it here on the on the intercom here in a minute.
We're going to say Leslie Rodriguez is what we're going to say, number 7, coming in the pinch hit. First pitch by Nash is going to be just off the plate for ball 1.
It looks like 5.
No,
her
it's a
hair.
7. Yeah, I know.
Her hair's too long.
Ponytail's too long. So it's going to be Leslie Rodriguez stepping in, number 7 for the Mavericks, and she'll step in with a 1-0 count on this next pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So leaving the count up at 1-1. So the Mavericks again have runners at first and second. They have 2 outs. Big out here for the Panthers in order to close this game out. Nash with the 1-1 pitch. Right down the middle. Called strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Panthers up 21-5, looking for the 15-run rule here in the 4th. Runners at first and second. Leslie Rodriguez at the plate for the Mavericks. And the 1-2 pitch is on the way. Ooh, and just gets a piece of it to foul it off. It's a good pitch right at the knees by Nash.
You know what, Dwayne? I think we keep playing. I don't think there's a 15-run rule.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, you got my hopes up, Jeff.
I think we've got another.
Are you Jeff? Or are you Aniston or Tristan? Who's sitting next to me?
Whoever you want. But I think we got another inning to go.
I can hang out for another inning. 1-2 pitch on the way to Rodriguez. Off the plate. Snap throw to first base. Nothing happening there. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
All right, so this guy's way out of position over here. I'm not sure where. The 2-man crew in softball, I don't think that's where he's supposed to be.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Nash gets the strikeout to end the threat there by the Mavericks.
Nope, that is the ball game.
That is going to be the ball game. So our final score is going to be Medina Valley Panthers 21, the Eagle Pass Winn Mavericks 5. And that's going to do it. Panthers win it by the 15-run rule in the 4th inning. So we'll take a quick break. We'll finish things up, and we will shut it down. So we'll come back after these messages to tally things up for you, and we'll get you set up for the next one. Panthers softball return after these messages.
Save thousands at the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year, North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get a new Silverado posted at $37,999 or lease a Texas edition for $450 a month with 0 down. All new Equinoxes are $4,000 off and new Malibus are $5,000 off. Plus, get 4.99% financing for 72 months. Find new roads at North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com.
Medina Electric Cooperative was built by this community more than 80 years ago to deliver safe, reliable, and affordable energy. We are proud to serve this community beyond the power lines. You can find us supporting your kids' Little League, sponsoring school events, hosting safety presentations, and more. We're honored to belong to this community. Keep up with Medina Electric from the power lines to the sidelines on social media or at medinaec.org.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Welcome back to Panthers softball. We're going to finish things up here after only 4 complete innings. Panthers pull a 15-run rule out on the Mavericks with a final score of 21-5. Panthers had the bats alive today. 19 hits for the Panthers tonight. 19 hits, 2 of them being grand slams and 1 of them being a 2-run home run. So their bats really came out and just did not let up all the way through the game, Jeff. Outstanding show by the offense today for the Panthers.
Yeah, good job swinging the bat. They kept fighting, and it was good to see Nash come back out and Coach Monteo give her another chance. But, that's only possible because the bats were hot and they were hitting the ball.
Yeah, she finished strong. She started out, kind of was off the plate a little bit. She got pulled. Montes came in and worked a couple of good innings, and they put Nash back in there. She kind of struggled a little bit at the beginning, but finished very, very strong to win the game for the Panthers there in the fourth.
Yeah, good for her confidence and good for the team's confidence going into a big game Tuesday night.
And, we talked about we have a most valuable player of the game.
The Tanya's Travel by Design most valuable player of the game, and that would be...
We go toss some coins around. I think we're going to go with the offensive lineup. You've got to go with the bats.
Well, you can go with the bats. I mean, I'd go with those 3.
So Alyssa Montes was 3 for 3 tonight. Mackenzie Kennedy was 3 for 3 tonight. And Kenley Chris was 3 for 4. So that was a big chunk of the 19 hits for the Panthers. But they're, all up and down the lineup, you saw a lot of hits. But, I guess –
make that tough decision, Dwayne.
Well, I'm going to give it to Alyssa Montes because she came in and as the pitcher, she pitched. She had a good few innings of pitching there in the middle, and then she had a great night at the plate. Hit by pitch, she had a single, she had a double, and she had a grand slam home run. So our player of the game, Alyssa Montes, number 99 for the Panthers.
Yeah, big week next week. Both teams you lost to in the first round. You got Tuesday at South San. And Friday, you come back home against Southwest. You got to win both of those games to have a chance at the district title.
Yep.
And you're not in the position, after you lost that second game to Southwest, you're not in a position to take care of yourself. You've got to have somebody else win. So you need to go out there and take care of what you can take care of.
Those are
so
absolutely.
you got to win you got to win both of those games next week. You lose one of them and you're in third place or fourth place even looking out.
So the Panthers will move up to 5-2 in district play, and the Mavericks will move to 2-5 in district play. So they've got a lot of work to do. But in Medina Valley, only 2 games out of first place. They, like you say, they can win those games and get a little bit of help, they'll be in good shape.
Yep, absolutely. And I do have a let me see. We were trying to get some scores from some of our other games, and I did have one. No, I don't have any. So sorry about that. But soccer was going on tonight by district, both boys and girls, and the baseball team was playing at Legacy. So hope everybody won this evening, as the Medina Valley girls did here in Eagle Pass. So Dwayne, close it out for us.
Well, for Jeff Stivers, I'm Dwayne Garza. I'm not sure when we'll do the next game, but
Tuesday.
It'll be Tuesday
then. For sure.
So Medina Valley Panthers softball and the great Maury Stein will probably be broadcasting again for the Medina Valley Broadcast Network. So I'm Dwayne Garza for Jeff Stivers. We're going to say